Hi everyone, thank you for watching CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood. I'm Natalie Tavidian, in for Sunita Joshua Madison. Our top story, the controversy over the death of Kendrick McDade continues to grab national headlines. This past week, the Reverend Jesse Jackson visited Pasadena. Then he and Al Sharpton held a rally in West Los Angeles over the officer-involved shooting of unarmed teenager Kendrick McDade and the death of Florida's Trayvon Martin. At the rally, Carrie Harper, the attorney for the McDade family, claimed that actions taken by the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office restricts her ability to best represent her clients. CCN's Paulo Alejandro attended the rally and joins us now with more. Hi, Paulo. So you were right there when the rally was going on.
Oh, yes. It was amazing to see the Reverend Al Sharpton and the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And just as the story continues to develop, it's really something to see. Jesse Jackson's Los Angeles visit included a stop at Pasadena High School on Wednesday. There he spoke to local students and showed his support for Kendrick McDade's family. During the rally, the Reverends Jackson and Al Sharpton held at the West Angeles Church of God in Christ on Thursday. The McDade family's attorney, Carrie Harper, told CCN that the L.A. County District Attorney's Office is trying to keep her from making any public comments about the McDade case. She says the DA is trying to place her under a gag order, but the LA's DA's office says that's simply not true.
A rally took place Thursday at the West Angeles Central Church of God in Christ, supporting the families of two young black men who people here say died needlessly. The family of Trayvon Martin, the Sanford, Florida teenager killed by Neighborhood Watch Captain George Zimmerman, was on hand. Civil rights activists, the Reverends Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, led people here as they rallied against what they say is racial injustice and a system that perpetuates it.
It's massive systemic injustice. It's a system which continues to be racially biased.
It is a shame that we can't get along with one another, because race shouldn't be a factor no more, because all of us as human beings, and we're all supposed to be equal as a human being.
The family of Kendrick McDade, the 19-year-old whose own death at the hands of two Pasadena police officers also garnered national attention, attended the rally with their attorney Carrie Harper. Harper has recently made claims that the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office has attempted to place her under a gag order that would essentially prevent her from speaking about the McDade case publicly.
It seems like the DA's office did want to impede my ability to speak on behalf of Mr. McDade and essentially shut me down and allow other people to keep vilifying my client. That doesn't lead to transparency when you only have one version.
Joe Brown, president of the Pasadena chapter of the NAACP, has been closely involved with the McDade case. He says that a hearing regarding the DA's request for a gag order took place early last week. The judge did not grant the gag order. Still, Brown says that a protective order, which would also prevent Harper from speaking about the case in public, was imposed instead. Brown says this hearing took place weeks after the DA's office formally submitted their request.
There was a request from the prosecutor, the DA, should I say, regarding some action that they had sought against her. I believe it must have been about 3 weeks ago.
Harper, who has been very vocal in her representation of McDade and his family, says the DA's efforts were aimed to restrict her ability to speak for her clients and adequately represent them. She says this would have been a violation of her right to freedom of speech and an obstacle blocking the information the public needs to know.
We want answers. We want the police officers' statements. We want to know their version and why they felt they needed to use force on an unarmed man that evening, and why they didn't record the episode, and why they weren't required to record a pursuit.
We spoke to Sandy Gibbons, Public Information Officer for the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, and she says that Carrie Harper's claims of a gag order are simply not true. She says that no attempt was made by the District Attorney's Office to place a gag order or a protective order on Harper at any time, and any claims made by Harper to the contrary are erroneous. We will continue to follow this along with any other developments related to the officer-involved shooting death of Kendrick McDade as they happen. Natalie, back to you.
Thank you, Paulo, for your continual coverage of that. The 20th anniversary of the Los Angeles riots was also a popular topic of discussion during Jackson's visit to Pasadena High School and the West LA rally on Thursday. In light of recent events surrounding Trayvon Martin and Kendrick McDade, what some said, including Reverend Jackson at the rally, is that although 20 years have passed since the riots, the country still has a long way to go in order to claim any true progress in terms of race relations. A rally of another kind took place this past Sunday in La Cañada as the Pasadena area Tea Party Patriots kicked off their campaign season. Hundreds came out to meet Republican candidates from all over the San Gabriel Valley and the Southland who talked as much about defeating their liberal counterparts as they did about defeating President Obama in November. The rally took place in La Cañada's Memorial Park Sunday afternoon with food, music, and families also themed battle. Los Angeles candidate including Jack Orswell, Donna Lowe, Jenny Warman, and others hoping to represent the San Gabriel and San Fernando Valley areas in the state and national races set booths and talked to voters. During speeches, many talked about defeating President Obama in the fall, then their own races, and some in attendance said they're not happy with the way the media portrays the Tea Party. Rallies
political party, and the passionate party is the Tea Party. It consists of people who are African American, Latino, Armenian, Japanese. We have an Armenian candidate running. We also have Al Ramirez. He's Latino. He's running for a state senate. So we definitely show that we have a diversity of people here.
I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I got out here as quick as I could. People ask me, why aren't you running for office back in Texas? Well, it's because you need the help out here. But the good news is that somebody is going to have a chance to take out Dianne Feinstein, and this is the year to do it. This is the long tent in the pole. If we can beat her, we can beat Barack Obama, we can repeal Obamacare, we can get people back to work, and we can start restoring their constitutional freedoms.
2012 is going to be a tsunami. We, the people, are coming for them. For those worthless politicians who have taken our liberties, who have tried to shred our Constitution.
Plenty of other rallies will be taking place tomorrow, Tuesday, May 1st, as the Occupy Wall Street group, labor unions, and others gather for a general strike against work, school, banking, and shopping. Organizers say the rallies are to protest against greed and social injustice. Tea Party officials say their version of May Day will take place Saturday, May 12th, when they plan a big walk all over the Southland hosted by the Pasadena Tea Party in support of their candidates. A little bug could take down the big citrus industry and our continuing series on autism. You're watching CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood. We'll be right back.
Do you have a great business idea? The Pasadena Enterprise Zone can help. Pasadena Enterprise Zone, open for business.
The Pasadena chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated would like to invite you to the 24th Annual Fashionetta Scholarship Luncheon and Fashion Show, where we'll be honoring Miss Lena Kennedy as Mother of the Year.
After this event, we will have awarded more than $100,000 in scholarships since the year 2000 alone. Proceeds from the event also support our numerous community service activities, which include our annual health summit. At that event, we provide more than 400 residents with free testing and screenings in the community. So come on out and join us for a fun-filled day of friends, food, fashion, and fellowship.
The event will take place at the Glendale Hilton on Saturday, May 12th.
The CCN Energy Saver is brought to you by Southern California Edison.
Dave, what are some other ways customers can save energy?
Well, I certainly want to make sure that they use energy efficiently and wisely. One of the things that we recommend doing is turning off equipment when they're not using it. That's probably the most easiest and most efficient way of reducing their energy costs. But purchasing equipment that has, again, I say the Energy Star rating on it. We want to make sure that they use thermostats that are programmable, because that helps customers reduce operating costs by having the equipment come on at the desired setting as well as the desired times. Weatherization, plugging up gaps in your walls or door seals, making sure that you don't have any air leaks.
Well, thank you for that information, Dave. Hopefully customers find it helpful. This has been Luna Petty with your CCN Energy Saver.
The CCN Energy Saver is brought to you by Southern California Edison.
Imagine a California without citrus fruit. A tiny insect is causing big headaches throughout the state over that possibility, and it's recently been spotted in the San Gabriel Valley. State officials are asking homeowners growing any citrus fruit in their yards to keep an eye out for the Asian citrus psyllid. It carries a dangerous disease that damages the trees and their fruit.
Lemons, oranges, tangerines.
This little bug is causing big trouble, devastating citrus trees and people's yards all over the world. Scientists are working to get rid of the Asian citrus psyllid, a bug that carries an infectious bacteria called Wanglongbing, or the citrus greening disease that's been damaging citrus trees in California since 2008. In March, the bug found its way to the foothills. San Gabriel Valley nursery manager Hendrik Moore sells to many backyard growers in the area.
Our citrus sales would be like nothing.
Inspectors have spotted the pest in Hacienda Heights, and officials with the California Department of Food and Agriculture have put a 93-square-mile quarantine in place. Citrus experts say the psyllid, now found only in homeowners' yards, could eventually spread to commercial trees. Experts say the only known cure for the disease right now is a chainsaw. Ted Batkin, president of the Citrus Research Board, an organization funded by California citrus growers to protect plants from pests and diseases, says they're working to get rid of the bug.
Right now, we're trying to locate it. And when we find a tree, then the State Department of Agriculture will use their abatement authority and come in and ask the homeowner to remove the tree. It's a legal requirement to remove the tree if it is found to have the bacteria in it.
There are several resources to make sure your trees are not infected with the bug, including putting up yellow sticky pads to capture flying psyllids. The 93-square-mile HLB quarantine prohibits the movement of all nursery stock out of the area and allows the movement of only commercially cleaned and packed citrus fruit. There is also a larger Asian citrus psyllid quarantine affecting all of Los Angeles County. This prohibits the movement of citrus plants and plant material outside of the quarantine area, meaning LA County residents can't take citrus plants or fruit to another country or state. For more info on what to look for, visit CaliforniaCitrusThreat.org. A free iPhone app called Save Our Citrus, created by the United States Department of Agriculture, makes it easy for homeowners to report the pest. You can also call the California Department of Food and Agriculture at 1-800-491-1899 for more info. Now, as we've been reporting throughout the month of April, a recent study from the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, estimates that 1 in 88 children have been identified with autism. It's a disease with no cure. But in the final segments of her 3-part series on autism awareness, CCN's TK Trinidad talked to James Cybella and his mom, who are fighting to make sure James lives a full life and reaches his dreams despite his diagnosis.
12-year-old James Siebels has battled autism since birth. The preteen says he knows he's not like other members of his family.
I wanted to be the same like my sisters, but I just can't think right.
The autism kept James from speaking until he was about 6 years old. Now he speaks in very short sentences. His mother, Blanca, says after James received his diagnosis at 16 months old, doctors started therapy and treatment for him.
He was diagnosed with autism, and it was around that time that he began having 40-hour work weeks. So by the time he was 2, we were doing Mommy and Me, we were doing speech therapy, we were doing occupational therapy.
Both Blanca and James refuse to let autism get in the way of his dreams. He hopes to go to college, play professional basketball, and even get married someday.
I think that our kids have a desire to grow, and he has a picture of himself in the future. You know, he's already talking about what he wants to do. And so how can I think that the difficult part for a mom is how can I as a mom nurture that to the point where he can live to his potential.
A recent CDC study shows that 1 in 88 children have autism, but many questions still remain unanswered, like what is making autism numbers climb so quickly? What causes autism? Do all the kids really have autism, or are they being added to the spectrum because there's nowhere else to put them? Pasadena Health Department Director Dr. Eric Walsh says it all depends on perspective.
If you change how you define the disease, and how you diagnose the disease, you can either increase the number of people with disease or decrease the number of people with disease. And there are some, doctors who say, well, this is more a bit about how we're defining it than it is the actual occurrence of it. I think maybe we're somewhere in the middle.
The CDC reports that parents who have children with autism spectrum disorder have a 2 to 18% chance of having a second child being affected. That wasn't the case for the Siebels family, but Blanca's main hope for James is that people give him a chance when they meet him, and that he has a full and satisfying life, despite the lack of a cure for autism.
Don't be so quick to judge. To me, the question is not so much are they going to find a cure or when are they going to find a cure. I think that we live with that hope, but in the meantime, we should not stop there.
And James reminds everybody that life is not about him being autistic, but how he works with it.
I just have a tiny autism. Like, you know what mild is?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I have mild.
So it's no big deal.
No big deal.
In Pasadena, TK Trinidad, CCN.
Blanca says her family has found deep joy in raising a child with autism and that her children are more empathetic and sensitive to those around them because they have an autistic sibling. She also says she's a better mother because of the tools and techniques she has learned through the interventions provided for James. Blanca says the most importantly, she and her family see life as a gift. For more information about autism or the CDC study, check out cdc.gov/autism. Are we ready to leave the rain behind as we head into a new month? CCN meteorologist Curtis Peak is here to let us know if April showers will bring us May flowers. Hi, Curtis.
Hey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. So what's going on?
I think this week what we can expect is a little May gray. Tomorrow's the first day of May, and we are going to live up to the May gray. This week we are going to see the early morning clouds, the late night fog starting around midnight. It will begin to roll in and begin to dissipate, retreat back to the Pacific Ocean by 9 o'clock every morning this week and give way to cloudy and clear skies, a little haze out there. So May is coming in like it should be, and June will come in again, like it did last year with the June gloom. But what's the good part about it is we are going to have a ridge of high pressure that will build a slight ridge over the weekend that will give us clear skies. The temperatures will not come back up to where they need to be. We will be a few degrees below normal, but we are right now in May starting tomorrow, so we are May gray. So we will see a little drizzle out of this also tonight. Tomorrow will be the worst day of this, but expect a little drizzle tomorrow morning when you wake up, a little wet road. So if you are driving tomorrow morning, do be careful. No showers, but a little drizzle.
All right, Curtis, thank you so much for that report. Now, fashion for a cause. The local Alpha Kappa Alpha sororities chapter, Fashionetta, will raise funds to help African American women get to college. We'll find out more when Patrice Marshall goes on camera with me. Crown City News, your neighborhood. We'll be right back.
If your child is getting behind in school and needs help organizing, reading, writing, or studying, Klein's Classes can help. Audrey Klein has been teaching for more than 20 years. Her book, Skills for Student Success, can teach your child essential learning tools. Klein's Classes are affordable and conveniently available online. You can view the lessons and educational films anytime.
I've seen children jump 2 reading levels in 1 year. I've proven it over and over again.
Don't let another semester pass without getting your child some help. Visit kleinsclasses.com and get started today. Unleash your inner shark. Sharky Zartman's book, Shark Sense, reveals the 14 life-changing steps you can take today to start reaching your goals. Through her witty yet no-nonsense approach, Sharky Zartman unlocks the lessons we can all learn from sharks.
Are you
use the shark as a symbol for your inner source of strength and power, the part of you that doesn't know the meaning of the word can't.
Stop settling for less and start living with confidence and purpose. Order Shark Sense today at sharksense.org and get in touch with your inner shark.
Hi, I'm Lori Webster. I'm the owner of Webster's Fine Stationers.
Hi, I'm Scott Webster.
You need to come and check us out because we've got great gifts for everybody in the family.
We have Fine Stationers by Cranes and Company.
We have some beautiful greeting cards, things that are unique.
A myriad of other things, so please come by.
And our phone number is area code 626-797-1135, and we're located at 2450 North Lake Avenue, Suite B in Altadena. Our motto is, let's do something good today.
Live, work, play, and shop in the North Lake Village. See for yourself when you visit our village.
Women love checking out the latest fashion trends, and they love it even more when it's fashion for a cause. The Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, or AKA Pasadena's chapter, is holding a fashion show and luncheon to raise money for scholarships for young women attending college. AKA's Patrice Marshall joins us in studio to tell us about the event and who it benefits. Thank you so much for talking to us on camera today. So Alpha Kappa Alpha is the first Greek sorority for African American women. Can you tell us a little bit about that? It's been around for more than 100 years.
It has been around for more than 100 years, Natalie. And I'm proud to say that the Pasadena chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha has existed for more than 50 years. We have a very long history of legacy and service here in Pasadena we're very proud of.
Now tell me a little bit about the fashion show. Who is the scholarship for? How much funds are you planning on raising?
Our 24th annual Fashionetta is this Saturday, May 12th, and the monies received from this event will fund our scholarship program as well as our community service activities here in the community. We will plan to award about $12,000 this year to 9 deserving high school students from here in the Pasadena area.
Okay, and so college education is such a big deal, and tuitions are really rising right now. How much do you think the scholarship is going to help students going into college with all the tuition hikes and everything?
We're very sensitive to the fact that the cost of education is rapidly rising, and we're also working hard on our side to try to make sure that our giving is able to keep pace, and we're increasing our giving year after year after year so that the money that we do award does help to offset costs significantly for students. We're very happy about our new partnership with One United Bank, and it's allowed us to increase our scholarship giving for the year 2012.
Okay, and tell me a little bit more about that, about how much you're hoping for the scholarship to increase.
We are looking to, in years to come, move to having a renewable scholarship that will be renewable annually for the 4 years that the student is in school, and also looking to increase the dollar amount that's given individually as well.
Is fashion important for women when it comes to success?
Absolutely. You dress for success in order to succeed in life, so fashion starts here.
And tell me a little bit about the fashion show. What can we expect to see?
You can expect to see fashions that appeal to every woman, for a young professional, a seasoned woman, a fun retiree, an active senior, all else in between. So there will be fashions that will appeal to every woman in every stage in her life.
And the event is on Mother's Day. Who are you honoring, and tell me a little bit about that.
We are so proud to be honoring Miss Lena Kennedy as our 2012 Mother of the Year. Lena has contributed an immense amount of service to the Pasadena community and made our quality of life so much better for all the work that she does through the Conference on Women's Health and all the activities that she's involved with in the community, as well as serving on the Pasadena Playhouse Board of Directors. So we are so proud to honor her as our Mother of the Year. She's excited, she's humbled, and we're just really happy that she's accepted our honor this year.
That's amazing. Well, how can people find out more, and how can they attend the event?
People can find out more information by going to www.aka-elo.org, or they can also send email to akapasadena@gmail.com.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for being with us in the studio today. Apple takes a bite out of the competition when we come back with our tech guru, Grant Derderian, in the CCN Tech Bite. Next on CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Jesse Avila at the Convalescent Aid Society, a nonprofit organization established in 1923. We provide the free loan of durable medical equipment, of hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, and many other items. Your donations and contributions are welcome and greatly appreciated. We are located at 3255 East Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena.
We're here to help you.
Please give us a call and check for availability at 626-793-1696.
The Pasadena chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated would like to invite you to the 24th Annual Fashionetta Scholarship Luncheon and Fashion Show, where we'll be honoring Miss Lena Kennedy as Mother of the Year.
After this event, we will have awarded more than $100,000 in scholarships since the year 2000 alone. Proceeds from the event also support our numerous community service activities, which include our annual health summit. At that event, we provide more than 400 residents with free testing and screenings in the community. So come on out and join us for a fun-filled day of friends, food, fashion, and fellowship.
The event will take place at the Glendale Hilton on Saturday, May 12th.
Unleash your inner shark. Sharky Zartman's book, Shark Sense, reveals the 14 life-changing steps you can take today to start reaching your goals. Through her witty yet no-nonsense approach, Sharky Zartman unlocks the lessons we can all learn from sharks.
I use the shark as a symbol for your inner source of strength and power, the part of you that doesn't know the meaning of the word can't.
Stop settling for less and start living with confidence and purpose. Order Shark Sense today at sharksense.org and get in touch with your inner shark.
Earlier, we talked about oranges, and now let's talk apples. The tech giant made news this week, and CCN's teen techie Grant Derderian is here live to tell us more. Hi, Grant. What do you have for us today?
Lots of stuff with Apple this week, Natalie, and we also have some new tech trends this week, and we'll get started with Apple, and some other stuff right here on the Tech Bite this week. And we begin with some incredible numbers out of Apple's recent earnings call for investors. Now, beating analyst expectations and even creating a ripple effect that spread through the rest of the market this past week, Apple announced in their recent quarterly earnings that the company now has about $110 billion in cash reserves compared to about $81 billion toward the end of last year. This news comes to the delight of investors in the company who saw the stock price of Apple jump nearly $50 in the one day of the announcement. Apple's new and continuing influx of cash raises questions by some about what they might want to spend their money on. But either way, this is definitely good news for the tech giant and one of the world's biggest companies. Apple also announced a major milestone this week by the company's OS X App Store, or the App Store for desktop computer apps for Mac. Now, specifically, just over a year after it was introduced, the Mac App Store is now home to over 10,000 apps. But Apple officials say that those apps have surpassed 100 million downloads from users all over the world, adding up to more good news for the Cupertino, California-based tech giant. And finally this week, we have some recent trends and stats to bring you from the tech industry. First off, a new report by media analytics company Nielsen shows that more and more tablet owners are beginning to watch TV and use their tablet at the same time. A surprising 69% of people say they use their tablet and watch TV at the same time several times a week, while another 45% of users say they do it daily. The survey reported that the most common use of the tablet was to check email, although many women also said they looked up information from advertisements on TV via their tablet, and many men said they check sports scores on their tablet while watching TV. And some interesting information to think about this week. Natalie, back to you.
That's a lot of technology.
It is.
At once.
At the same time. Lots
your
of
tablet,
multitasking.
your TV, probably texting at the same time, too. That's really changing the way we interact with
Definitely.
our media. Thank you, Grant, for that report. That's it for this newscast. Thanks to Patrice Marshall from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Eta Lambda Omega chapter for joining us in studio. Thanks to all of our sponsors, including Southern California Edison, Wink Marketing, and the Pasadena Enterprise Center office building with available space. Thanks also to the CCN crew. They make this show possible. But finally, we thank you for watching CCN Crown City News. Join us each week as we cover the news in the Pasadena and San Gabriel Valley. For all of us here at CCN, I'm Natalie Tavidian. Have a great week.